One of the most beautiful things that we learned from Umntwana as grandchildren and great-grandchildren was love. The love that the patriarch and matriarch of this family showed us was something special that one only hopes to even find a fraction of in life. Such an impact that such a great son of Africa, such as Umntwana, had on your life seems like an impossible task, and I feel that any words that I speak here today will not suffice. We've suffered a great loss, not just as our family, but as the whole continent of Africa at large. Because the truth of the matter is, we will never see a person of his kind ever again. Umntwana was a leader that was respectful to everyone, no matter how big or small. Umntwana was also a loving person, but he was also very quick to tell you when you were out of line. But one thing about my great-grandfather is that although he was stern and strict, he was also one of the kindest and most caring souls to walk this earth. Umntwana had an ability to make your day with the simplest and smallest gestures that you knew were filled with love. I remember a long time ago when I was still a kid, and I had accompanied him. And as any kid would, I eventually got drowsy and bored there. But I was awakened by one of Umntwana's aides coming to pick me up, and he was like, Umntwana uyabona ukuthi indlovu encane isikhathele ayihambi ekhaya. I also recall a couple of years ago, and as many people would know, Umntwana was a hoarder. He would not let go of things. He came to me with his very own program from back in 2001. And he said to me, I think it's very important that you have this now. One of the most beautiful things that we learned from Umntwana as grandchildren and great-grandchildren was love. The love that the patriarch and matriarch of this family showed us was something special that one only hopes to even find a fraction of in life. Thank you for all the love, wisdom, and all the little chats that I had with you throughout my whole life. I will forever love and cherish you, Nabisi.
Somzwakali, my eternal crush and the love of my life, as I would always humorously relate to you, Mageb. I'm at such a loss of words, Ndabezit. Where do I even begin saying good night, goodbye, and rest in peace to you, my everything. It still feels like an unpleasant dream that I'm fighting so hard to wake up from and earnestly pray against it as usual. But unfortunately, since Saturday, no one has said, Spare, wake up, you're having a nightmare. Shangi, are you really gone? Makeba, after giving us hope, did you really leave us? No, I'll finish. Did you really leave us so naked for the whole world to see how much of a pillar you are, were, and will always be to us? I've got a million questions to ask, Tuli, but I'm only consoled by the faith in God you taught us and led by example. Today, as excruciating as it is, I boldly say, all is well. Konke kuhamba kahle. Mnyamane kanqengelele, siyathokoza. We are what we are and who we are, all because of you, Soalisa. You taught us nothing but the absolute truth. Although you are gone, we will always be together, and your spirit will live on in each one of us forever. Now our home will no longer echo with your laughter, since you've moved on into the midst of ever after. But to those who know and love you like we still do, your memory will warm our hearts till we go to heaven too. We had a wonderful grandfather, one who never really grew old. His smile was made of sunshine and his heart was solid gold. We'll always remember you, Grandpa, because there'll never be another one to replace you in our hearts and the love we will always have for you. May our grandfather's soul rest in peace, in eternal peace, secure his legacy that will live on. I solemnly pray that your legacy does not come to an end now that you are gone, but as I repeat, may your legacy live on till the end of time. Lala ngoxolo samzwakali, we will always love you. Sheng, Soalisa, Nandingamondi, Nyamana Ngangelele, Pungasha Nkosi kaMlambo, Sondia ngomlomo wakhe, wena wadliwa zindlovu zamlombolela, nina zinyawo zemaheli. Sheng.
Hello Mzansi, and welcome back to our channel. What a memorial service that was had yesterday for the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. One thing that absolutely stood out was the love that people had for him, whether it was an aide or the highest ranking, for example, the Dalai Lama. It truly was a royal memorial service. It was packed even with the civilians proudly wearing their Zulu gear. One thing that touched my heart absolutely, there were many moments that touched my heart, but the most touching moment was when his grandchildren were all on stage. It was absolutely touching and an absolute testament to, and I'm trying really hard not to use the word absolute, but there was such an aura about the memorial service yesterday. I cannot imagine what the funeral is going to be like. But one thing that stood out to me was the family unit that they are, how tight-knit they are. We even have his granddaughter, Toya Buthelezi, as she's popularly known. She's based in the UK, but came down for her grandfather's funeral, and she was on stage with the other grandkids but did not speak. You could also see as well she was visibly moved at the speeches that the other grandkids made. She is an internationally acclaimed musician and her name is Toya Buthelezi. So she arrived in Mzansi for her grandfather's funeral, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, as reported by the Daily Sun. Toya Buthelezi, based in London, arrived in Mzansi during the memorial service of Prince Buthelezi on Wednesday, the 13th of September, where she joined her family when the service was about to conclude. Prince Buthelezi died on Saturday, September 9th, and will be buried on Saturday, the 16th of September. Although Latoya didn't speak during the memorial service held at Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Regional Stadium in Ulundi, she was with Prince Buthelezi's grandchildren on the podium. Prince Buthelezi was a good singer, which he inherited from his mother, the late legendary singer and praise singer, Princess Makoko Gadino Zulu. Buthelezi passed on his singing talent to his granddaughter, Toya Buthelezi. During the Zulu royal major events, Prince Buthelezi led with traditional hymns, amahubo, and led with struggle songs during the IFP. Prince Buthelezi's mother, Princess Makoko, composed many classical songs and played ugubu, a traditional guitar with a few strings. Princess Magogo's music was recorded. Like her great-grandmother, Toya Buthelezi can play instruments as she plays pianist. Buthelezi's son, Prince Zuzifa Buthelezi, described his father as a person who never forced people to follow his career of choice, but led people to choose for themselves. He never dictated that we should follow his path in politics. He simply demanded that we find our way to serve. I know with me as an elder son, the expectations were big. That was a natural progression. I will be in politics. I'm very proud that my sisters are both in politics, in the KZN legislature, and one is in the national Parliament. As I mentioned, how united the family portrayed themselves, how some of them are in the IFP uniform in honor of their grandfather, and also just to show what kind of a legacy he left for his family. Rest in peace, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. And also what was also announced is that King Misizulu will not be attending the funeral for Prince Buthelezi. Prince Buthelezi is a traditional prime minister of the Zulu nation. I mean, talk about the Zulu people not waiting to be voted into parliament. They just created this world of theirs, and I absolutely love it. This is another showcase of unity. As I was saying, King Misizulu will not be in attendance because it is against Zulu tradition for a king to attend a funeral. In other words, he also was not in attendance at his own mother's funeral. Did you guys know this about the Zulu culture? Please comment down below and let us know your thoughts.